Have you ever shared something personal, only to later regret it? As we grow older, we start to realize that some things are better left unsaid, not because we have secrets to keep, but because a little discretion can bring us greater peace and dignity. In today's video, we'll explore 5 important areas of life where practicing gentle silence can improve our well-being, strengthen family relationships, and protect our mental health. This isn't about shutting people out or pretending to be someone we're not. Instead, it's about choosing wisdom, understanding when speaking up helps, and when staying quiet brings harmony. Think about the times you've shared your struggles, only to receive unwanted advice or judgment. Or when a well-meaning confession created tension rather than understanding. We all have moments like these, and learning to navigate them with care can transform the way we connect with our loved ones. So stay with me as we uncover these valuable insights together. They just might change the way you approach family conversations for the better. And if you find this wisdom helpful, please like and subscribe to Life Advice for You. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful life lessons with a wider community. Now, let's get started. Secret 1. Past major mistakes. As we grow older, it's natural to reflect on our journey, the joys, the hardships, and the lessons we've gathered along the way. We want to share our experiences with our loved ones, hoping they can learn from our triumphs and even our missteps. But sometimes, especially when it comes to past mistakes, we may find that silence holds a wisdom of its own. This isn't about hiding who we are. It's about preserving our peace and protecting the way our family sees us. Take the story of Mr. Thomas, a retired craftsman with decades of hard-earned experience. Wanting to teach his granddaughter the value of trust, he shared a painful chapter of his past, one where a dishonest business partner led him to financial ruin. He spoke of the stress, the long road to recovery, and the deep regret of misplacing his trust. But instead of taking away the lesson he had hoped for, his granddaughter looked at him with unexpected concern, even pity. Though she didn't mean to hurt him, her reaction left Mr. Thomas feeling exposed, as though his mistake had reshaped the way she saw him. In that moment, he realized something important. Not every past regret needs to be spoken aloud. Our family often sees us as pillars of wisdom and strength. When we open up about certain struggles, they don't just hear the lesson, they see a different side of us, one that might change the way they view us, sometimes in ways we never intended. What we see as a learning experience, they might see as a warning, a cautionary tale that lingers in their minds more than we expect. By keeping some of our past hardships private, we hold on to them not as burdens, but as quiet reminders of resilience. We don't have to relive every painful detail for our family to benefit from our wisdom. Instead of revealing the full weight of our struggles, a simple phrase like, "I learned the value of trust the hard way," can convey just as much meaning without the risk of misunderstanding or sorrow. There's a quiet freedom in this kind of discretion. It allows us to protect the dignity we've built over a lifetime, while preventing our loved ones from carrying emotions they don't need to bear. It ensures that we are seen not through the lens of past failures, but as individuals who have weathered life's storms and emerged stronger. This doesn't mean ignoring our past mistakes or pretending they never happened. It means we've come to understand them deeply enough that we no longer need external validation to make peace with them. We guide our family not by the failures we recount, but by the strength we embody. Think about the countless unspoken lessons that shaped your own journey. Maybe it was a time when trust was misplaced, a dream didn't pan out, or a decision led to unexpected hardship. These experiences shaped you, but they don't have to define how others see you. Instead, they can remain as private reflections, sources of inner strength that allow you to offer wisdom, patience, and reassurance without exposing the pain behind them. In today's world, where oversharing is common, there is a quiet grace in holding certain stories close to our hearts. This kind of wisdom doesn't need to be spoken aloud to be felt. When we choose what to share and what to keep within, we preserve our dignity, our peace, and the respect of those we love. In doing so, we set an example, not as a collection of regrets, but as a source of strength, resilience, and steady guidance. Secret 2. Minor health concerns. Have you noticed how you become more aware of the small changes in our bodies, the morning stiffness, the occasional sleepless night, or the slight ache in our knees after a long walk? These discomforts are a natural part of aging, but constantly discussing them with loved ones can sometimes create more concern than comfort. It's not that our families don't care, in fact, they care deeply. But when we frequently talk about minor aches and pains, it can cause them to worry more than necessary, sometimes even making us feel more fragile than we really are. Take Mrs. Taylor, a retired nurse in her 70s who prided herself on staying active. Every now and then, she would mention her sore joints or feeling extra tired, just as a passing comment. But her daughter, full of concern, would immediately jump into action, researching home remedies, suggesting doctor visits, even buying special supplements. While Taylor appreciated the love behind these gestures, she also felt a shift in how her family saw her. Their well-meaning concern made her feel less like herself, and more like someone in need of constant care. This isn't to say that we should ignore our health, far from it. If something serious arises, it's important to seek help. But for the everyday discomforts that naturally come with aging, shifting our focus to the joys of life can help us maintain a sense of strength and resilience. Studies on aging and well-being suggest that dwelling too much on physical discomfort can actually heighten our perception of pain, reinforcing a cycle of worry and helplessness. In contrast, focusing on positive aspects of life, like hobbies, relationships, and personal growth, can boost overall well-being and even contribute to better physical health. Instead of mentioning small discomforts, consider sharing the things that bring you joy, telling your family about the beautiful flowers you saw on your morning walk, the new book you're excited to read, or how much you enjoyed your coffee at the local cafe. This subtle shift can change how your loved ones perceive you, helping them see you as vibrant and engaged, rather than as someone defined by physical limitations. Another important aspect is the role of mindset in aging. Research has shown that individuals who maintain a positive attitude about aging tend to live longer, stay more active, and experience fewer chronic illnesses. The mind and body are closely connected, and by choosing to focus on what uplifts us, we reinforce a healthier, more independent self-image, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. We live in a time where health information is everywhere, making it easy to become hyper-focused on every little symptom. But constantly discussing every ache can lead us into a cycle of unnecessary concern. By choosing to share only what's truly important, we free ourselves and our loved ones from excessive worry, allowing them to enjoy our company without the weight of constant health discussions. Instead of centering conversations around physical discomfort, try talking about the things that inspire you. Share the laughter you had with an old friend, the new hobby you're picking up, or the little victories that make life meaningful. These moments help define us far more than any health condition ever could. Aging is not just about managing health, it's about living fully, embracing each day with grace, and focusing on what brings us fulfillment. When we do this, our families don't just see someone getting older, they see a strong, capable individual who continues to engage with life. And that, more than anything, is the legacy we leave behind. If you're still watching this video and finding this helpful, comment yes below to let me know you're here with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Secret 3. Unfulfilled dreams or wishes. As the years pass, we all carry dreams, some realized, others left untouched, waiting in the quiet corners of our hearts. Maybe you once dreamed of traveling the world, pursuing a different career, or creating something meaningful. These dreams are part of who we are, but sharing them too openly can sometimes create a bittersweet distance between us and our loved ones, especially those who may not fully understand what they meant to us. At times, unfulfilled dreams may resurface, not as regrets, but as gentle reminders of the paths we once imagined. And yet, how we handle these dreams makes all the difference. We can choose to see them as losses, or we can recognize the richness of the life we built in their place. Every choice we made, every path we took, led us to the relationships, experiences, and wisdom we now cherish. Take Mr. Wilson, a retired mechanic who always dreamed of becoming a musician. In his youth, he saved every penny to buy a guitar, spending hours teaching himself to play. Music was his passion, but life had other plans. He built a steady career, raised a loving family, and found fulfillment in ways he hadn't expected. Now in his 70s, Mr. Wilson often thought back to those days, strumming imaginary chords in his mind. One afternoon, he shared this unfulfilled dream with his grandson, hoping to pass on the love of music. His grandson listened with interest, but didn't quite know how to respond. He had always seen Mr. Wilson as someone content, someone who had lived a full life. The mention of an unachieved dream left him feeling a mix of guilt and sadness, as if he were witnessing a loss he could never fix. But for Mr. Wilson, this wasn't about regret. It was simply a piece of his story, one that coexisted with the life he had built. Reflecting on his grandson's reaction, Mr. Wilson realized that some dreams are best held privately, not to bury them, but to keep them as personal reminders of who we are, without shifting the focus to what might have been. He came to see that his life wasn't defined by what he didn't achieve, but by the moments he had lived, the family he nurtured, the friendships he built, the quiet joys that filled his days. Rather than dwelling on unfulfilled dreams, he began to share stories of resilience, dedication, and joy. He spoke of the patience and discipline he had developed as a mechanic, skills that had served him in ways he never imagined when he first picked up that guitar. Through these stories, his family saw his passion, expressed in a different way, but still deeply meaningful. Family, especially younger generations, may not always understand the depth of these dreams. They may feel burdened by them, mistaking our reflections for sorrow, believing they somehow played a role in our unfulfilled wishes. By choosing to cherish these dreams in silence, we protect both our peace and theirs. We allow them to see us as individuals who have lived fully, who have found meaning in unexpected places. Instead of longing for what wasn't, we show them the beauty of embracing what is. Studies have shown that people who focus on gratitude and acceptance as they age tend to experience greater life satisfaction and well-being. By shifting our perspective, we influence how our family sees aging, not as a list of missed opportunities, but as a collection of meaningful moments. When we find peace with our own journey, we pass down an invaluable lesson: that life is not defined by a checklist of accomplishments, but by the love, resilience, and wisdom we share. There is a quiet grace in carrying dreams that were never fully realized. They become symbols of resilience, testaments to the many paths we could have taken but didn't, because life had other plans, and we embraced them with an open heart. Every choice made led to something else of value, even if it wasn't what we originally imagined. So the next time you find yourself thinking about a dream that never came to be, hold it close. Let it remind you of all you've done, of the sacrifices made for love, family, and the life you built. And if there's still a way, no matter how small, to bring a piece of that dream into your present, allow yourself to do so. Even if it's not in the form you once envisioned, it can still bring joy. Secret 4. Disappointments or dissatisfaction with family. As we age, we naturally develop expectations for our loved ones. After all, Studies show that grandparents often have a stronger emotional investment in their grandchildren's success than even their parents do. We hope they make choices that bring them happiness, security, and success. With decades of experience behind us, we often see potential pitfalls before they do, making it tempting to offer advice or even express concern when they take a path we wouldn't have chosen for them. However, while guidance can be helpful, openly voicing disappointment can sometimes create more harm than good. Choosing silent support over criticism not only preserves family harmony, but also strengthens bonds in ways that words often cannot. One of the most profound lessons that come with age is understanding that everyone must walk their own path. No matter how much we love someone, we cannot live their life for them. Each generation has its own struggles and aspirations, shaped by a world that is constantly changing. What seemed like the safest or smartest decision in our time may not hold the same value in today's world. Clinging too tightly to our own expectations can create distance, making our loved ones feel as if they must choose between their dreams and our approval. There is wisdom in choosing silence over judgment. Holding back our criticisms doesn't mean we ignore our feelings. It means we recognize that support matters more than control. Instead of pointing out what we think might go wrong, we can offer encouragement, trust, and a listening ear. This approach allows our loved ones to feel safe sharing their successes and struggles without fear of being judged. Over time, they will naturally seek our wisdom when they need it, rather than pulling away to avoid disapproval. Respecting the choices of others, even when they differ from our own, fosters deeper connections. When we show trust in our children, grandchildren, and other family members, we empower them to grow with confidence. They learn that failure is not something to be feared, but a stepping stone to greater wisdom. This mindset not only strengthens their resilience, but also deepens their appreciation for our support. It's also important to reflect on where our feelings of disappointment stem from. Sometimes, our concerns are based on our own life experiences, our fears, past struggles, or personal values, rather than the actual needs of our loved ones. Recognizing this can help us approach situations with greater understanding, allowing us to separate our personal expectations from what is truly best for them. Choosing silent support doesn't mean disengaging from our families' lives. On the contrary, it allows us to be more present in a positive way. Instead of focusing on what we wish they would do differently, we can celebrate their growth, listen to their dreams, and offer help when they truly need it. By doing so, we become a source of warmth and reassurance rather than pressure and expectation. At the end of the day, our family members may not remember every piece of advice we give them, but they will always remember how we made them feel. By creating a space of acceptance and trust, we leave behind a legacy of love, respect, and understanding. This silent encouragement speaks louder than any words ever could, building relationships that thrive across generations. Secret 5. Personal plans for assets. When it comes to our assets and inheritance plans, it's natural to want to share every detail with our family. We want them to feel secure, to know that we've prepared for the future. But sharing too much, too soon, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or even unintended disputes among family members. Instead, keeping these plans private until the right time can help maintain family harmony, ensuring that relationships remain rooted in love rather than financial expectations. Consider the story of Mr. Davis, a retired banker who spent years working hard to build a modest estate. His hope was that his savings and investments would bring comfort and security to his family. Wanting to be transparent, he mentioned to his two sons how he intended to divide his assets. Initially, they listened with interest, but soon their conversations subtly shifted. His sons began asking questions about future investments, making suggestions about how the estate might be handled differently. What began as a well-intentioned discussion soon became a source of tension. Mr. Davis felt caught in a situation where his private plans were now open for debate. While his sons had good intentions, he hadn't anticipated that these conversations would create pressure, or that his role as their father would begin to feel more like that of a financial manager. Realizing the strain this was causing, Mr. Davis decided to take a different approach. Instead of involving his family in every decision, he finalized his estate plans privately, consulting a trusted advisor. With his affairs in order, he was able to focus on being present with his sons, creating memories without the shadow of inheritance looming over their time together. Keeping asset plans private isn't about withholding love or trust. It's about recognizing that financial discussions can sometimes distract from what truly matters: the bonds we share with family. Even the most well-meaning relatives can be influenced, consciously or unconsciously, by discussions about inheritance. By waiting to reveal plans until it's truly necessary, we protect both our peace and theirs, ensuring that family time remains focused on connection rather than material concerns. Additionally, early discussions about inheritance can sometimes lead to unintentional hurt feelings. Each family member may have different needs and perspectives, and sharing plans prematurely can create assumptions or competition. A child who expects a larger share due to past sacrifices might feel slighted if things are divided equally, while another may feel burdened by the responsibility of managing assets. Even if no conflict arises, knowing too much about an estate plan can shift relationships in subtle ways, making family members view interactions through a financial lens rather than one of unconditional love. Instead of frequent discussions about assets, consider sharing wisdom in other ways. Mr. Davis, for example, found joy in teaching his sons practical financial skills without mentioning his own estate. He shared tips on budgeting, investing, and financial independence, equipping them with the tools they needed to manage their own futures. This way, he contributed to their financial well-being without directly involving his own assets, ensuring that their relationship remained centered on guidance and support rather than expectations. Keeping estate plans private also grants a sense of independence and control. As circumstances change, whether it be personal priorities, relationships, or financial situations, privacy allows for adjustments without feeling pressured by family expectations. Perhaps new grandchildren arrive, medical needs shift, or a charitable cause becomes a greater priority. By keeping decisions personal, we ensure that our estate plans truly reflect our values and long-term goals. Moreover, privacy helps prevent external influences from swaying decisions. Sometimes, well-intentioned advice from family members can complicate an already complex process. When we take the time to plan carefully and thoughtfully, we can make choices with confidence, knowing they were made without pressure or expectation. At the end of the day, the most meaningful legacy isn't just financial, it's the love, wisdom, and memories we leave behind. When we focus on spending quality time with family rather than discussing assets, we strengthen relationships that will last far beyond any inheritance. Wealth may come and go, but the time spent together, the lessons shared, and the love given are what truly endure. So the next time you feel inclined to discuss your estate with family, consider pausing. Reflect on the importance of focusing on relationships over resources. This doesn't mean you're hiding anything. It means you're choosing to let love and connection come first. By keeping asset plans private until the right time, you protect the foundation of trust and respect within your family. Through this, you leave behind a legacy that goes beyond material wealth, one that resonates with the values, integrity, and strong relationships you've built over a lifetime. As we navigate life's journey, we realize that some things are best kept close to the heart. Knowing what to share and what to keep private isn't about secrecy, it's about creating harmony, protecting our peace, and nurturing strong family bonds. These 5 insights remind us that true resilience, self-respect, and love are built on mindful choices. If this video brought you valuable wisdom, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Life Advice for You for more timeless advice on living a balanced, fulfilling life. Your support helps us continue sharing practical insights that make a real difference. We'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights resonated most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep growing together, focusing on the values that truly matter. See you in the next video.